a new live. This one is like a slightly different to the previous one because this is like a, a midnight live. Today you are going to watch a look development session because yesterday we talked about maybe do a look development session instead of the scene creation or for the Mardini challenge. So here we are. Today's prompt is foliage. I think I already have my scene ready, so let's take a look at the look development. Give me 1 second to set up everything here correctly. Okay, now the camera appears correctly. Let me move a few things here on my screen. This is the reference that I am using for this entry. I love this kind of foliage from this plant, which has like a very specific pattern. And also I love this glass reference that I saw on a project some time ago. So yeah, I am playing with this. I probably not going to finish it on time, but it's okay. Just mainly because of the render, because probably those glasses will take a bit to render. So also, give me 1 second to check something here. Okay, yeah, well, just give me 1 second, the last second, I promise. Okay, in case someone is here, just say hello into the chat. In the meantime, I will be doing the look development here in Solaris. So if you say hi, I can explain a little bit of the stuff that I will be doing. like how it is looking. Maybe I will try to reduce the information on the reflections because maybe it has too high frequency details like this, which I am not a big fan right now of it. The downside is that probably I will need to change the lighting setup. Let's see. A good thing about making this in Solaris is that we can try multiple light setups very easily, and actually, yeah, definitely, maybe the HDRI that I'm using is not the best because without the dome light, I like how some sections are looking, but maybe the dome light is introducing too much information from everything. Let's try actually a more synthetic lighting without the dome light. Maybe just create another big disc to illuminate some section of the shot. These internal lines actually looks like more like a maybe a refraction. I don't know if issue of information generated by the normals. Actually, this topology that I created is not the best because it is very dynamic. It changes on every frame. I can show you the animation. Let's stop this render for 1 second. The idea here is to travel through our foliage or plants, which is of course like an abstraction of a foliage. They have like they start like this and they are moving, extending the leaves, the rounded sections, and so on. So actually maybe the camera can get a little bit more inside and get closer to the objects. But this point is actually very close. Maybe let's enable again our render to see how it is looking. Again, if someone is watching the live right now, this is like a midnight live for a look development session for the Mardini challenge. So I think that sometimes I enjoy more the look development process than the scene creation because I don't know, I prefer to play with lights instead of sometimes struggle with some polygon setups to force them to do what they want. It is looking interesting here. Maybe the background is a little bit flat, but maybe we can change the color a little bit for a more brownish color or cream color, something like that. Not too much, and maybe also increases the luminosity of it. Okay, I like this tone. Maybe add a little bit of those effects, glow, but not too much, maybe something around 15, and reduce the intensity by half. on this scene, this should be like a very, very subtle effect. You don't want to exaggerate the glow. Okay, I think that it is start to work nicely. Also, might be a good idea to enable the depth field. So maybe we can just create it on another layer, or which is more or less the same light. Well, it's not the same. If we speak technically, it's not the same. But if I split the depth field operation on another edit node, we can consider it as another layer of effect. But let's select our focal point, which looks like I can do it on a different viewport. So no problem, just move into this viewport. Maybe select this one here. Let's change a little bit of the depth field settings. I usually, if I use one of the synthetic, I mean all of them are synthetic, but the circular oblated diaphragm, I just use the bladed one between 7 or 9, and maybe just move the angle on a random value. And don't forget to introduce a little bit of f-stop aperture. Well, a little, not so much. I'm not sure if this window is correctly synchronized with the focal distance. It is my fault. I haven't enabled the focal distance modification. So okay, this is the one that I want, I believe. Yes. Okay, we can leave it as is right now. Maybe start to add a few more lights into the scene. I want to add like a bigger field light into the background. this also looks interesting. Let's see how it looks at the beginning. Of course, that I will need to change the focal distance, but that will be pretty easy. Okay, we have different type of gradients and crystals. I think that it is looking interesting. Okay, I like how it is looking after some time to cook. Maybe also can see what happens if I dark the background a little bit, but only for the refraction, so we can do that with the ray switch now. Also, let's copy our color. Maybe let's create a constant. And use a color correction node. So with the camera color we will control the base color that we are going to see, and here just connect the refraction color. Of course, don't forget to enable, and just dark the value. No, I thought that this would work better, but definitely it's not working fine. What happened? I don't know. If I also change the color for a more saturated one, maybe a more yellowish color, maybe we can introduce more information. Into the glasses. But no, I don't like how it looks, so yeah, just forget that idea. Okay, let's try to play with a more different thing. What happens if maybe we can combine like a solid material, maybe in the top section of the glass to see how it looks. I have some attributes here that I am using to create the gradient, so it should not be difficult. A difficult thing to do. Maybe this material can be a subsurface. Okay, a subsurface can be an interesting choice. Maybe let's try to. Okay, I think that this starter looks interesting. Might work. So probably I will need to play with some randomization. I like the color variation to don't have everything green. So well, at this point I'm not going to deliver this on time, so basically I can play a little bit more with it. Maybe I can just introduce some colors, maybe some flakes, and and that's it. I think that could be cool as a finalized version. also need a little bit of fill light on this section, so don't forget to disable the camera visualization of the lights. But it is good to know that the light is here. Okay, maybe this can work. Let's visualize a few frames before grabbing out the light. Maybe I can reduce the amount of flakes. Also, let's cook a full frame. Yeah, definitely this render will take a while. I get crazy with the refraction and also the subsurface scattering. But yeah, I think that right now, well, the deadline for this one is in about 50 minutes, and probably this render will take a few hours to be done. So yeah, well, no problem. I just will load it tomorrow my morning. So, well, just to show you a little bit of what I did here, I created the two plant models with the two styles that you can see here. One of them is this kind of structure with round shapes with a kind of snake, and the other ones have like another type of rounded shapes. After that, I create an instance with some mobs nodes inside. I can't show you. I believe that I can show you the nodes right now, because if I get inside the instancer, the render will start to cook again. So yeah, definitely that's something that we don't want because we want to see the frame. After that, I just created I randomized the time of the animation of each instance with the retime instances node, which I like a lot. I think that it is way easier most of the times to do this kind of retiming of instances in Solaris rather than or compare it with the methods that we can use in Object. Here I created the camera with a camera rig based on the FMCR rig, if I remember the name correctly. Yeah, I believe it is FMCR. So yeah, well, that's it. second to fix something here. Okay, I didn't notice that the gain of my microphone was a little bit low, so I hope that the rest of the stream, that you can hear my voice on the rest of the stream. So okay, yeah, I decided to make a cache of the base, which I call the base stage at this point, and then do the post effects from camera, the depth of field. Then I added the background like this because I want to have like a color information inside of the refraction glass. So for that I will need, I have to use a complete background. Then the materials, then I started to do the lighting. So yeah, well, if you are at this point and saw the rest of the live, I basically started to experiment the lighting with some a dome light from the GSG Studio library, but in the end I preferred to do synthetic lighting with a few area lights. So yeah, the render is looking pretty nice. Maybe I want to experiment to color the flakes with a little yellow color. I think that it can look good. But yeah, the rest of I like how the rest of the shot is looking. Just wait for the last pockets. Okay, yeah, it is looking good. Okay, let's try very quickly the flakes update. So I believe that if I just turn yellow the specular from that material, that can do the work. Well, it is not too yellow, but I think that's enough. Okay, let's scroll a little bit. So on the concept side, we can consider and say that the purple materials are like the flowers of this foliage. I think that they look yeah, they look pretty. Okay, and then the final step, let's configure the render file very quickly. This will be at 1080 render. I'm going to bake the OCIO color, also change the compression to DWA. Yeah, because this is renders just for the challenge, I just use a high compression value. I always disable the automatic sample. I think that maybe something like this can work, and if I need it, I can if I need to clean the image a little bit more, I can just enable the denoiser. Yeah, I believe that those render settings should do the work. And then I have a custom node that sends the render for deadline. So this should be March 4, foliage, 16 by 9. Select the render setting, the camera. Do a few stuff here on the deadline side, and this is ready for rendering. Maybe wait a few seconds to see how it will look. Maybe I believe that I'm going to enable the denoiser because I have some noise in some section, especially on the subsurface, on the subsurface scattering. Maybe the optics for this one, but for animation I usually use the Intel Open Image denoiser. This image can look slightly better with more contrast. Yeah, basically with more contrast, but you know, on the challenge I can only use the Copernicus nodes for compositing. I still need to learn a little bit more about Copernicus, so because of that I just prefer to do my renders directly. Yeah, and looks like, well, as I said, this render will take some time to be done. If we do some quick maths here, if this render takes, I don't know, maybe 3 minutes by 5 seconds on 24 FPS, it will take around 6 hours to be done if I use only my machine. I have another one here for this kind of render, so yeah, probably the final render time will be around 3 hours or something like that. So definitely I'm not going to deliver this in 40 minutes, but it's okay. We do this only for the joy of the sport. So okay guys, thank you for watching this live. Like the rest, I will try to do more look development sessions like this one. I think it is pretty interesting, especially to show you more about Solaris usage in some actually simple cases or scenes, because sometimes there is like a misinterpretation of Solaris is only for complex scenes. So yeah, I hope you like it. Let me change something here on the OBS. So yeah, See you on another opportunity. Bye bye.